YouTube. Yeah. Yes. Whoo. Windy. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, I'm back for another walk. I took the past few days off from my walks, at least my walks being broadcasted, because I was spending some time with my lady, and we had some things to take care of. Some clerical stuff, fun stuff, right? Everyone loves clerical stuff, right? Yeah, it's windy today. Not terribly windy, but there is a little bit of wind. But nothing that this windscreen can't handle. Hey Anna, how you doing? Welcome to the show. RJ Sandifer's in the house with a mod wrench. RJ Sandifer. First and foremost, as always, I'm sorry for the late start. 15 minutes late. I had to make a bunch of phone calls today, including one to my blind YouTuber friend RJ Sandifer. And I had to talk to my lady a little bit, or with my lady a little bit, regarding some things that we're handling. And I had to set up the stream for tonight on Coach Eli 2, which I will be sharing more here about that in just a little bit. There's a person coming on the other side, so I'm going to wait for them to pass. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I have to say that, folks. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I can't complain. I've got nothing to complain about. You couldn't even pay me right now to complain about something. You could pay me $1,000 right now and try to force me to complain, and I'd probably have to refund you your money, because you couldn't pay me to complain right now. I'm in a very, very good mood. Is that you, Midnight Raven? Hey, Raven, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Michael Portnoy, welcome to the show. Yeah, it's a great day. I'm very, very, very happy today. I mean, I've been happy, in the past. Obviously, I've always been a happy person, but I've had my moments, and I've had my ups and downs, especially regarding my experiences out here of running my business on YouTube over the last 5 years. But I got to tell you, folks, what I have been witnessing lately, and what I saw late last night, and what happened also earlier this morning and afternoon, is like a blessing. And I don't know if I'd even call it a blessing in disguise, because it's a blessing that hey, that's the first time I think Raven ever used the mod wrench in this channel. Midnight Raven, you've been de-virginized using the mod wrench here. Congratulations on that. Coach Liver Lips, huh? Well, thank you, Doc. Doc, are you still going to continue to troll me when it's like yesterday's news and it's an old song and nobody even cares anymore? It's all good, Doc. I mean, have fun. Let's just call him the Dr. Troll. Lewis Fuller's in the house. How you doing, Lewis? Yeah, I guess I have liver lips. Maybe I'll just take that as a compliment. It's all good. Nothing enlightens my days more than grown-ass men coming in here and saying, Coach Eli, you've got liver lips. Gemma's Journey's Grace is in the house. Gemma, how you doing? How you doing, Gemma? How are you today? This is going to be a very interesting day. I've got a great topic to start things off here today. And this topic is actually one of the main things that created a lot of issues for me out here on YouTube, stemming back to over 5 years ago when I used to run my former channel. And then, also stemming into running this channel for the last, 3+ years, about 3.5 years now. A few years ago, about a little over 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, I started my first real YouTube channel for my coaching business. Almost 2 years after that, shut it down, took a 3-month break, came back and started this channel here, and now I've been on this channel for about almost 3.5 years. And this topic today is the topic that really, really affected me in a negative way without even realizing it, and that was not my intention to let it affect me negatively. Today we're going to be talking about, the red pill community out here on YouTube. I'll share more about what it is. You've probably heard of acronyms such as MGTOW, which stands for Men Going Their Own Way, right? You've probably also heard of the MRAs, the men's rights activists. You've also probably heard of the term the manosphere, right? However you want to label it, it's considered the male space out here on YouTube and social media. The manosphere, MGTOW, men going their own way, the red pill community, the toxic, let's just call it the toxic red pill community, because it is very, very, very toxic. By the time I'm done with this show here today, any man that continues to want to hang around with those other negative men in the red pill community, I'm sorry, no one can help you, including myself. And you can't even help yourself, because if you want to continue dwelling in your sorrows and misery over your past marriages and relationships with women, and you can't just chalk it up to, hey, it is what it is, and move on, then that's on you. But I felt this topic here today was a good one. It will also lead into a live stream I'm going to be doing later tonight from the studio on my other channel, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. And we'll get to that here right now, I guess, because RJ Sandifer is here. RJ, you still around? Type in the chat if you are, brother. Okay, thank God. I thought Eli was going to say toxic masculinity. There's no such thing. No. I'm not a big fan of the word toxic masculinity, Coach J-Rom. Do I think there are some men that are toxic? Yes. Do I think there are some women that are toxic? Yes. I don't like the word or the phrase toxic masculinity. That's a phrase that's been coined by the far left, I assume. And, I'm not big on extremism one way or the other, left or right. I'm more down the middle regarding whatever makes sense. I identify as slight left, like I always say, but yeah, I think toxic masculinity was created by the far left, by the hashtag #MeToo type of groups of women out there. And while I do believe there are women that have been abused due to certain men having toxic masculinity, I don't think it's the right way to present it. I think it sounds very stereotypical and all that. So yeah, I get it. There are bad men and bad women, and there are good men and good women, right? But yeah, toxic masculinity was created, in my opinion, by the radical feminists. as a way to flex their muscles, which, women have the right to stand up for themselves, and so do men. But there's a right and a wrong way of doing it. I think that, the hashtag Me Too and the toxic masculinity world has taken it a bit too far. Because if women are really being battered and abused by certain men, those men should be punished. And vice versa, if women abuse men, physically and in a violent way, they should be punished too. But a lot of times, women don't pay the price for that. They can hit a man and the man still goes to jail, even if he didn't touch her, right? But in some cases, the woman does pay the price. And down the road, I'll have some stories to share with you regarding examples of that. Because I have some stories, but I'm not going to put them out there right now or share them out there right now. Those are being held in the archive. Can you folks hear me okay? Can you hear me and see me clearly? Let me know if this is going through. There's toxic feminism, in my opinion, says Anna. Big difference between toxic men and toxic masculinity. No, I understand. What toxic masculinity is saying, in my opinion, is that men are just bad for being men. It's the system basically trying to emasculate men, trying to make men more feminine and docile, right? And that's not the right way to look at it. Men have always been known to be strong, emotionally, physically, right? You cannot biologically change men or try to change men just because women have risen up. We just all need to learn to accept each other for who we always have been. Even though women have risen up, women are still women and men are still men. So I get what you're saying by this toxic masculinity stuff. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, in the past, I might have been more for it, but as I've, spent more and more time out here on YouTube and social media and seeing, how men and women are behaving, it's all just a bunch of crap, in my opinion. All these fancy acronyms and phrases are just to try to get attention. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Right? I get it. A female hits me, she's going to pay twice. One, I'm a bet that A star, and then I'm making sure she goes to jail. Sure. Yes, we can hear you, says Gemma and Lewis. Thank you so much. But anyway, is there such a thing as PUA, says Michael Portnoy? Yeah, that's called the pickup artist community. And it used to be more popular back in the 90s and early 2000s. Remember the show that was on VH1, The Pickup Artist? Here's the thing, Michael. Regardless of what any man is looking for in regards to a woman, whether you're looking for a serious relationship, a one-night stand, friends with benefits, or whatever, right? Regardless of what you're looking for, in order to get a woman for any reason, you have to have some pickup skills. Does that make sense? If you don't know how to talk with women, if you don't understand a woman's emotions, if you don't understand the difference of what women say they want and what they respond to, you're going to have very little to zero chance of ever getting a woman. So you have to have some pickup skills, or preferably really good pickup skills, to get any woman for any reason, even if it's for a serious, committed relationship, right? Woo, it's a little windy. It makes perfect sense. As far as, the pickup community, does it still exist? There are some creators out here on YouTube, Michael, that that still teach pickup. And I'm subscribed to a few of them. There's one main one. Oh yeah, Todd V Dating. So if you look up TODD space V, Todd V, he teaches pickup. And he's pretty good at it. And he's a pretty cool, laid back, decent, down to earth guy. But in my honest opinion, I think that the things that pickup artists teach men nowadays, especially things that used to work in the past, no longer work. Women have become smarter. Women know the pickup game, right? So I think there needs to be a more modern version of how to pick up women, and I like to call it like just being yourself. Be yourself, right? And as a man, you should always continue to focus on becoming the best version of yourself you can be, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually, right? Get in the best shape possible, exercise every day, kicking those endorphins, try to eat as healthy as possible, right? Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't let anyone trigger you emotionally. Every man, every now and then, is going to have their moments, but try to contain your emotional shit, your emotional self-control as much as possible, because that's what's attractive to women. Having strong emotional self-control, being emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent, right? Being in decent shape and looking good. That helps. Like looks, I'll tell you what, nowadays, it's primarily looks that gets you in the door. If you're not physically attractive, it doesn't matter if everything else is there. You're not going to get in the door, right? It's the same thing for both men and women. So focus on, getting in better shape, grooming yourself properly, shaving properly, grooming your beard, comb your hair, shave your head if you have a follicle issue like I do, where, you weren't blessed with the best hair, so you shave your head, right? Wear some nice clothing, deodorant, cologne, brush your teeth, right? Floss, use mouthwash, chew gum, keep a mint around when you're around a woman, right? Looks will get you in the door. Now, once you get in the door, then you got to be emotionally strong and stable and not lose your emotional shit, at least not that often. Preferably not at all. You want to be her rock, right? You also should be able to carry a great conversation when you're going on dates with the woman you're seeing. Have conversations with her, sing songs with her, have fun with her, be playful, be cool, right? Communicate, right? And last but not least, be in touch with your spirituality, whether you believe in God or not. I believe in God, and so does my woman. But if you don't, at least have a sense of spirituality, right? Love yourself deep within. No matter what. Wake up every morning, look at yourself in the mirror, and tell yourself you love yourself once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 freaking times. Get yourself in that right mindset. Be confident. Be confident but not conceited. Be a little cocky, playful, funny, but don't be an arrogant, pompous ass, and don't be a big, let's just say big freaking sissy to be nice right now. We don't want to say the BFP phrase, but you know what I'm saying, right? Be a well-balanced man, right? Hey, Pablo, how you doing, brother? You better unsub to the PUA before Mrs. Melas finds out. That's all good. I know you're joking, man, and I don't. I'm not explaining because I feel the need to explain myself, but the reason why I follow those channels is because it's part of my coaching. I like to compare what other people are doing. So when people ask, I can tackle that subject, and I have experience in doing it. I know you know that. I know you're not criticizing, you're having fun. I'm just saying that, it is actually a good question. Why do you follow PUA channels? Because I want to see what these other aspects or other areas that men go to try to pick up women, what they're doing, the advice they're getting. And is it good advice or is it shit advice, right? And quite frankly, women nowadays know the pickup game. If you try to use the old school pickup game on women, they're going to know you're playing the pickup game, and it's not going to work. You just have to be yourself. Be cool, calm, and collective. Be confident. Be direct and decisive. Get to the point. Take risks. Hey, nice guy. Waved at me. Excellent. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much. And a 10 thumbs up, 8 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. So before we get right to this today regarding the red pill community, I should just call it the toxic red pill community. But if I put toxic in the title, it'll probably get demonetized. And I'll have to submit it for manual review. I think even putting red pill in there might get this demonetized. But it's going to be clean, so it'll be approved on manual review. But who knows? We'll see what happens after the show. But before we get to it, Michael says, "Are you from Tennessee? Because you are the only 10 I see." That's horrible, Michael, and you know that's horrible. Michael, that kind of lame-ass line is not going to get you laid. It won't even get you friend-zoned, bro. Are you from Tennessee, ma'am? Because you're the only 10 I see. That sounds so sexy, bro. Sounds like something I would say in my teenage years or my early 20s. I had the most pathetic pickup lines when it came to women in my teens and early 20s. You have to learn somewhere, right? Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see, baby. Yeah, that's going to spark up her sexual attraction for you, Michael, instantly, right? Right, brother? That's what I used before it got me digits. Well, yeah, because here's the thing. Like back in the days, and that may still work on some women today, but most women, especially out here in the Bay Area, that wouldn't work, man. Like back in the days, like I'm saying, like if we go back 15, 20 years ago, before smartphones came out, right? You could say something like that in a playful and funny way and use it as sarcasm, not as a cheesy, pathetic line. It is a cheesy line, but if you present it in a joking way, it's going to show you have balls. I guess it all depends on how you present it. Like, I don't know if I would have, when I met my lady I'm with now for almost 8 months, I don't know how she would have reacted if the first thing I said when we saw each other in person, "Baby, are you originally from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see." I don't know. I might have been able to get away with it because she was really physically attracted to me and liked me. And a lot of it has to do, like, if a woman is super physically attracted to you, you can pretty much get away with anything, right? So I guess it all matters on, the type of woman that you're trying to get and her level of attraction for you And are you, her type exactly, or are you not her typical type, but still cute enough to where you get a chance? You see what I'm saying? It all depends on how the woman values and views attraction. I think women that are 100% into you physically, on the attraction scale, when they see you, it doesn't matter what you say. Unless you're a rude jerk, you can say a cheesy line and get away with it in that situation. But I wouldn't recommend doing it. There are other things you can say. Just be yourself. Hey, it's great to finally meet you. It's great to put a face to the name, or a face to the voice. Your voice sounds sexier in person, right? And if she's into you, that'll turn her on, and maybe you start making it out right away, and you just go from there, right? Anyway, so coming up tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, on my other channel, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. I'm going to be interviewing and catching up with my good, long-time, 4+ year friend, blind and autistic YouTuber RJ Sandifer. He's a high-functioning autistic gentleman with Asperger's, a form of autism. And this blind man, who's pretty close to my age, he's about 5 years, I think he's 43, he's about 5 years younger than me, but he's in his early 40s. He has a gift of a radio voice. He is a great conversationalist, and him and I have had some of the best banter on any stream that we've done together, live stream we've done together over the last 4+ years on the YouTube platform here. Now, I'm not going to say much more here because I don't want to ruin the show. There's a lot to talk about, and we're going to talk about anything and everything tonight. We're gonna just let it all out. I'm going to give RJ the opportunity to get everything off his chest because he's made some very, very serious decisions regarding his channel and the people that he wants to attract there, or the audience he's seeking. And he made some pretty bold moves earlier today, or actually overnight. It happened overnight because I didn't get to bed last night or this morning till about 4 a.m., a little after 4 a.m. Pacific time. And RJ was live, but he's on the East Coast in Florida, so, it was 7 a.m. there, but I hadn't gone to bed yet. I did a stream last night on Coach Eli 2. And then I took an Epsom salt bath for a couple hours, and then after that, people were already chatting in my chat, so I started chatting, and next thing you know, RJ messages me in the middle of the night. And I'll share more about all of that tonight on Coach Eli 2. It just amazes me what happened today. And it's been amazing me what's been happening lately to my community. And things have been really, really starting to turn around. If you're new here, folks, I've been one of the most trolled YouTubers on the platform. I've had people come at me for the last 5 years and do anything and everything possible to stunt my growth. These people have always been and always are trying to do something to, not allow me to grow, because when I grow past them, they're no longer going to be able to use me as content. And to this day, I still feel that they have a big need for me to not outgrow them so they can keep using me for content at their disposal. To the woman, it shows bulks and confidence and cockiness. You're talking about balls, right? Yeah. Yeah, women are attracted to men that aren't afraid to take risks, especially taking a chance, meeting them in person if you meet them online, making out with them, just going for a kiss, going for it. You never ask a woman if it's okay to kiss her. You just look at her and you just go for it. And she'll either let you do it or she'll just turn the cheek. Right? You got to have some balls, right? If you ask her, it's game over. Now, some women might allow you to kiss them if you ask them, but it's not the most masculine thing. The masculine way of doing it is just going for it. If it feels right, if you kind of feel it, and you feel she would be accepting of it, and she feels the same way, go for it, right? Yeah, have some balls. That's right, Michael. Man, it is a little windy here today. Are you folks able to hear me okay? I mean, it's not crazy windy, but it's still windy enough where it's shaking my headset mic a little bit. Those were the two biggest lines you used. J-Rom's pickup, I can't even talk. J-Rom's pickup line is I eat a $. Well, that's something I don't do. To each its own, right? I mean, I will go downtown on the, other side of a woman, like most men will, but not the other side. Some other content creator, Anna, that, used to talk that way. And, and then poop in the bed. I never heard that story, Anna, about the poop in the bed for that other content creator. I don't know. You could maybe share that behind the scenes. You don't have to put it publicly if you don't want to, but I don't know. A lot of people were saying that was true. He was denying it. I don't know. It's no big deal. Who cares? It was just instigated drama. Yeah, so again, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, RJ Sandifer is going to be on the show with me. I'm also going to open up the panel to my moderators. If they want to pop on, RJ and I are at least going to talk for 30 minutes or so before we bring anyone on, maybe like 45 minutes. And then I'll probably bring I will definitely, invite some people on to join us on the panel, but these are going to be pre-screened people, like my moderators and stuff. Again, to my moderators, and then they want to give the link to, please do not share the StreamYard link with anyone. We want to keep the show good, wholesome, clean, and have no distractions. Also, if you plan on being there tonight, let me know in the chat here if you're still around. If any mods are still around. I want to have some good moderators there tonight, just to kind of keep things on track. I've instructed my moderators to, hit the trolls really hard on this show tonight, because we know we're going to get trolled, and we also know that, there are some people that RJ no longer wants to participate with that are really not happy about this, and they're just gonna, handle things the way they typically do, very immaturely and irrationally and disrespectfully, and that's what they do. And we know these people, and we know how they react to these situations, and instead of just walking away and respecting RJ's wishes or other creators' wishes, they just stir up the pot. That's what they do. So we're going to be ready for that tonight. If Nightbot and my YouTube block words list doesn't get them, then I'm sure Anna or J-Rom or Lewis Fuller, Gemma, Raven, my lady. Where's my lady? She's maybe busy working right now. Respectfully, maturely, professionally. Has anyone seen her? He didn't poop in the bed with me. It was puke. Okay. How was everyone? Says RJ. RJ, how you doing, brother? He was going downtown and I... Okay. Hey, folks, you can read that. I'm not going to put that out loud. Or say that out loud. I'll be there tonight, says Rana. No, I have... Anna, I mean. Sorry. I'll be there tonight, says Anna. Furthermore, Anna says, no, I haven't seen her yet. All right. So, give me 1 second. Let me go off the air for a second. I'm going to reset the chat. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. All right, we are back. Let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose Live Edition. Live from the SF Bay Trail here in beautiful Redwood City, California. San Francisco Bay Area. It's a beautiful day, about 70 degrees. I can't ask for any better weather. This is episode number 277, 277 of these. And the topic today is, guys, the red pill community is destroying you. Here's some real advice. One more time. Guys, the red pill community is destroying you. Here's some real advice. Now, I'm going to get attacked and scrutinized by people that are part of this community. I expect that. If you're watching this stream and you respond in a negative way, it is because you are one of these many guys that I'm talking about here today, and I would expect nothing less than you to lose your emotional shit, your emotional self-control. Something that men should not lose, at least most of the time. We're human, we can make mistakes at times, but these are the types of guys that lose their emotional shit, their emotional self-control all the freaking time. These are the guys that lack emotional awareness. They also lack emotional intelligence, right? They're also very insecure, immature, and some of them are even mentally and emotionally unstable, right? And now with social media, especially, you know, sites like Google, the largest video sharing platform in the world, with over 2.3 billion monthly users, these people can come out here and basically, you know, cry. These guys can come out here and cry like a female dog, and try to force you to believe that what they're saying about women is completely true. And if you give women a chance to date them nowadays, or you cohabitate or live with them or get married to them, the system is going to screw you. The system's going to take advantage of you. Most of what these guys are saying is complete and utter horseshit and bullshit. These are very angry, bitter, and jaded men that went through a bad divorce, had half their resources taken, and they don't even realize why their lady did divorce them, and they lost half their resources. Maybe it's because these guys stopped dating and courting their wives. Like I've said before in the past, they've stopped dating and courting their wives in the same ways they were dating and courting them before they got married, that made the woman want to marry them, right? They stopped being the man they were before they got married, after they got married, right? So what do you expect, right? And these guys are the type of guys that never own up to shit. They never own up to anything, right? They blame women for everything, right? Now, I'm not saying that women aren't wrong sometimes. You know, when a man says a woman is wrong at times, maybe the woman is wrong. But women are not going to be wrong about everything, and neither are men. And when you have men or women that say, oh, you know, men are wrong about everything, or women are wrong about everything, you know, some men will say, right, that's not right. And that's a man or a woman that's not in a good place. So how can you as a man come out here, since we're talking about the toxic red pill community, how can you as a man come out here, support and follow and live your life in the ways that these types of men are living their lives? How can you live your life in that way and then expect to be happy? Because I don't know about you guys. Okay, I have a great girlfriend now for almost 8 months, right? And I love women. I love the company of a woman. I love the vagina. I love making out, making love, sex, snuggling. I like romantic weekend getaway trips. I love going walking and hiking with them, nice dinners. I love that stuff. I enjoy that stuff with women a lot more than my friends. Women, to me, are also way better conversationalists than my guy friends are. A lot of my guy friends nowadays don't even like to talk. They don't know what to talk about. Right? But women are great conversationalists. Women will talk with you all day, every day, right? Unless you're me. My woman said, I thought women talked a lot, babe, but you talk more than women do. I said, well, baby, I'm the exception to the rule. Because I do talk a lot. I can talk all day, every day, and never stop, right? They say the average woman says 8,000 words a day, and the average man says 2,000. I think I say about 15, 16,000 words per day. Especially if I do 2 streams in a day and then talk with my lady for an hour or 2 and other people. I'm surprised my vocal cords are still intact. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Coach J-Rom says, did you just say I like sex? No. I said, that's not what I said, dude. I enjoy having conversations with women more than with men. Women are better conversationalists than most men. And I like to talk. I like to express myself. And my friends, they talk, but they don't talk that much. And I didn't say that. J-Rom's just trying to, amp it up a little bit. That's all good. That's all good. Give me a second here. Oh, just a nice day. I can't stay here too long because I gotta finish both sides of this trail as quickly as possible. Because I haven't, done this walk in a few days. I'm gonna do the whole thing, and then I gotta get back to the studio and prepare for the night stream. So here's the thing I want to say to good guys out there that still want to date women, right? And still believe in true love and happiness, right? Because most guys should believe in that, because it's a part of life, right? Your first step is to stop allowing these angry and bitter men to persuade you to not do things with women or to not be good to women, right? I'm not saying be good to any woman, but if a woman deserves your respect, and if she deserves you to be good to her, be good to her. If you're with a good woman, don't be a jerk to her just because these guys in the red pill community are telling you, oh, don't be a simp, sucker idolizing mediocre punani, or don't be a white knight, right? A white knight, what would they call them? White knight manginas, right? I heard every phrase in the book. And I'll tell you guys, this is how it affected me, guys and gals. This affected my last relationship, my former channel I used to run with my ex-girlfriend, Dana. I'm just using this for example purposes. Her and I had a great relationship, right? She was good to me, right? I'm not trying to compare her to my current lady, because my current lady is very good to me. And I'm very happy with my current lady, and I honestly believe that things happen for a purpose. Maybe that's why this happened, but Dana was a good woman, and she was really into me too, and she was good to me, and we had fun, right? And I wanted to be good to her, but let me tell you what happened. I got involved with this MGTOW community online. I tried to get involved with them and go on panels with them, live stream panels, and share my thoughts about relationships with them. And I also had my current girlfriend at that time, or my girlfriend at that time, not my current girlfriend. My girlfriend at that time was on my channel, right? And I got involved with these groups, and it started making me become angry and bitter. And also, when I had first met my ex, Dana, I was still, really upset about my previous relationship where that woman cheated on me. So between that and these angry and bitter and jaded red pill guys, MGTOW guys from the Men Going Their Own Way community and the manosphere out here on YouTube, and then the MRAs, the men's rights activists, between all of them, it completely turned my attitude from being a really, really good guy to being a guy that was always on guard and was not really fully being myself. Don't get me wrong. I had fun with Dana, and we enjoyed each other's company. But every time I would be around her, I would always refer to the MGTOW group or these guys online, and I would start to say things to her and her kids that were a part of this group. And they were slowly but surely getting tired of it, right? And that's what I feel led to the demise of that relationship, right? I'm trying to tell you guys out here that you can't let anyone get in the way of whatever you want to bring in your life for your happiness. That's up to you. You can't let anyone get in the way of the choices you're entitled to make for yourself. You are entitled to make your own choices. You shouldn't have the entitlement attitude, but one thing you are entitled to is what choices you make, right? And who you allow to influence you or not, right? And I wouldn't necessarily say I'm trying to influence anyone here. I'm sharing my stories and my experiences of what I've been through and how I sabotaged, in this case, a pretty good relationship with a good woman because I fell into the trap that many of you are a part of still to this day, right? There's nothing wrong with dating a woman, falling in love with a woman. There's nothing wrong with moving in with a woman and living together after a while if you both feel it's right and it feels right. Nothing wrong with marrying a woman down the road if it feels right. But here's where it gets a little tricky, okay? And here's where, to a certain extent, and only this aspect, is where I can agree with these red pill guys. Is when it comes to modern day divorce laws, they typically will favor the woman. Now, that's not necessarily true. They favor the breadwinner, which could be the man or the woman in today's day and age, right? But the reason why they still favor the women is because as of right now in the US, 70% of all households still have the man as the breadwinner, and 30% of women are the breadwinners, right? And honestly, for women being liberated 55 years and to now be the breadwinners in 30% of the households is pretty damn huge, right? And I'll tell you this, Dana and my ex before that, the one that cheated on me, they both went through divorces where they were the breadwinners and they lost half their stuff. So just so you folks know, it's the breadwinner that pays the price. The reason why people still come out and say, especially the men come out and say, modern day divorce laws favor women, because the majority of the breadwinners are still men. But in addition to that, and not in every case, but in most cases, child custody laws typically and usually favor the woman, unless the woman has abused drugs or alcohol or has done crazy things that can be proven beyond, a reasonable doubt. If that's the case, then the man will get full custody. Now, if both the man and the woman are good parents, but they just didn't get along, then typically it'll be 50-50 custody, right? But typically, people get divorced because one side is crazy and the other is calm. And that's what makes things kind of tricky. So when it comes to modern day divorce laws, to a certain extent, I will agree with the red pill community to a certain extent. Does that mean I don't believe in marriage or discourage men from getting married? No. That's your choice. That is your choice. But if you're going to get married, just know what you're up against, especially if you're a man that out-earns your woman 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 5-to-1, 10-to-1, or even more. If you out-earn your woman by a whole lot, and you're married for over 10 years in a no-fault divorce state like California where I live, and then she divorces you, half the assets accrued during that time is automatically hers. Just know that. What I've always recommended for men to do is to find women that make a similar income. Or if a woman is making less than you, okay, then you got to be absolutely sure that she's worth that risk. You have to take a risk analysis, right? Now, does that take away part of the spirituality of getting married? Sure, but in today's modern world, you gotta weigh your options. You gotta weigh your pros and cons, right? But I'm not anti-marriage, and my lady makes a little less than I do, but I still would marry her, and I still want to be with her, and I still respect her, and I'm willing to take that risk because I know the kind of person she is. And she's been very helpful to me. And she, takes care of me and I take care of her. She takes care of me in other ways. And even if you're the breadwinner as the man and you have a good woman and she's making less than you, or even if she's not making any money, as long as she's doing her part in other ways, romantically, supporting your business, your purpose, being your biggest cheerleader, as long as she's doing that, then she's earning it, right? So I wanted to make that very, very clear, so the women out there that make far less than the men do aren't discouraged that men won't want to marry them, right? You just have to find the right man, and you have to be good to him, and you have to prove to him that you're worth it to him, right? And my woman has proved that to me beyond a shadow of a doubt. She proves that to me every day. And does she have her moments? Sure. Every woman does. Are there things about my woman that I wish could be a little different? Nobody's perfect, but yeah. But at the end of the day, when you weigh the pros and cons, it's been an amazing journey to be with her. And she's been one of the biggest reasons why I've been able to turn things around with my coaching business out here on YouTube, for example. Anna says, I am 100% J-Rom's biggest cheerleader. I support him, and even if I don't always agree. I left with mine on my daughter's clothes, says Anna. My ex-husband was the breadwinner, and I got stuck with all the bills and the rest of rent we owed on the apartment we had. RJ Sandifer says, Anna, look at you and J-Rom and how well you are doing. That's right, RJ. Everything happens for a reason, Eli. You and Dana weren't meant to be. I've just shared you out of my community tab. Thank you, RJ. I appreciate it. Yes, blue sky, good clear view, says Lewis. Thank you so much. Pretty view, says Anna. You did say vagina? Yeah, I did. You kind of did say that, LOL, but I know what you meant. Okay, cool. Yeah, I make mistakes. It's all good. Hey, Joe Shipley, how you doing? Good afternoon, Coach Eli, says Joe Shipley. Yeah, and Anna, part of being someone's biggest cheerleader, even if you're a lady that's not making as much as your man, but you support him in different ways, right? And you're his biggest cheerleader, that doesn't mean you have to always agree with him. Like you said, even though you don't agree, you still support him in everything. But you do tell him when you disagree, right? Like, you do share, like, your honest feelings. You just don't hold it in and tell him what he wants to hear, Anna. You're honest, right? I'm sure you are. I only ask, Anna, because I know you're a very submissive woman. Anna, I think you're too nice. And that's not a bad thing, right? But I think you're too nice. I think you should give a little of your too niceness to my lady, and she gives you a little more of her rough around the edges, and then you two would be like the perfect women, but that could never happen. That wouldn't be possible. Anna says, oh, absolutely, I always tell him when I don't agree with him. He hears me out, and I support whatever he decides. RJ Sandifer, please smash that like button for Eli. Yeah. Thank you, RJ. RJ, are you excited about the show tonight? I'm really looking forward to that, brother. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to have a great time. We got a lot to talk about. And yeah, we're gonna be on for a couple hours. I don't know how long RJ can stay. Maybe on the whole time. But like I mentioned earlier, to my moderators, I will share the StreamYard link behind the scenes privately in the Coach Eli moderator group page, or group chat. I mean, on Facebook Messenger. And just a second here. Start bringing people on around 45 minutes after we start. We're going to start at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, at about 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 Pacific. I'm going to take a break. Before that, I will bring some other people on. They can chit-chat with RJ while I use the restroom and get some more coffee. So yeah, if you folks want to come on, I think this would be a great opportunity, because I know a lot of people know RJ Sandifer, my blind YouTuber friend of over 4 years. They know what he's been through. They know how many times RJ's gone back and forth with myself, back and forth between drama and no drama. We'll share more about that tonight. There's a lot to talk about, RJ, and we're going to talk about it all. And we're going to have a little fun at the same time. We're going to do a little entertainment for the audience too, right? Maybe, RJ, you can even sing your famous song, "We are here to praise the Lord. We are here to praise the Lord. We are here to praise His holiness," right? That was great, man. When I first heard you, RJ, and you were doing the "We are here to praise the Lord," and then a Sicily 810. Remember that character? A Sicily 810 would come around, and he started singing, "We are here to praise the Lord." So that's how it's going to go tonight. It'd be nice to get some people to come up on the panel, but you just can't count on it. You never know. You never know. Oh yes, says RJ Sandifer. You damn right, says RJ. Lewis Fuller says, and don't share the link to the panel with no one else. Right. Right, Lewis, because we don't want to get porn bombed, right? That's right. We don't want to get porn bombed. That's such a stupid thing. I just can't believe that grown-ass adults will go on other innocent YouTubers' panels and play pornography to get their channel shut down. Not only will they go and play pornography, they'll go and flag the channel afterwards for pornography that they put on there. Like that's just really, really just sad, you know? It's just vicious, it's vindictive, right? I mean, a lot of the things that these guys, have done out here on YouTube, a lot of, older, angry, and bitter men have done. It's like more vindictive than what women do, right? It's like their behavior, like women don't even behave this way, right? It's a beautiful plane coming. Oh. That's beautiful. That sounds real nice too. Oh yeah, there's a jackrabbit right there. Lots of jackrabbits lately. Maybe because it's getting a little bit warmer. Looks like there's somebody out here on the trail with their truck. I don't know if they're a worker or if they just decided to drive their truck in here, because you aren't really supposed to do that unless you're a worker. Bunny, oh, you saw that. Lewis said it is stupid, ignorant, and pathetic. That's why I don't share the link out to my YouTube channel anymore. I share it in my groups only. Exactly. People are starting to listen to my advice, Lewis, huh? I'm not saying that, you didn't listen to it. I mean, I don't force people to listen to it, but it's good advice. Just don't put your StreamYard link publicly, right? When you send the link to people that you know who's going to come on. And, those people you bring on, especially their moderators, you should be able to trust them. And if someone comes on that you don't know, then one of your people that you thought was trustworthy screwed you over. You just really have to get to know your people and know who you can trust and can't trust. So yeah, like I was saying a second ago, when it comes to modern day divorce laws and all that stuff, I kind of do agree with the red pill community on that, right? But that still shouldn't mean that you have to walk on eggshells when it comes to dating women, right? Because if you're going to walk on eggshells, you're not being your natural self, and that's not attract a woman to want to stay around. You know what I mean? You want to be your natural self. Being your natural self is what's most attractive. And being happy within your natural self and exuding your happiness naturally. Right? Just be who you are. My woman must be really, really busy at work. I have not seen her on this stream. And I know she would normally be here. Let me check behind the scenes. Give me a second, be right back. All right, we're back. When I good friends premiere held. Oh, you're good friends. You're trying to say premiere got porn bombed once or twice, and you should have seen the expression on his face with the cat filter. Okay. So you're saying that one of the other YouTubers you support, Lewis, got porn bombed, and he was triggered about it because he had to. Did he delete the stream? Because if you don't delete it, then if it gets flagged, YouTube will shut your entire channel down. It's not even a strike; it's just an immediate termination. Bye bye. So you got to be real careful on that. Yes, he did. Hope RMP is okay. Oh no, she's fine. She's just probably busy. She's busy at work. That's gonna happen. Yeah, she'll tune in when she can. Give me a second here, folks. I have some people that are passing by. It is, I believe, 50 past the hour, 6:50 Eastern, 3:50 Pacific. I've got to be back in my car shortly before 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. That'll give me an hour and a half before the night show starts. We got to start right at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, because that's when RJ can make it. So it's going to be a turn and burn, right? Like I said last week when I did another in-studio stream. It's going to be a turn and burn. Get home, grab a quick snack, not to make it through the show, and then make some coffee, set up the studio, the StreamYard and all that, and start the stream on time. Yeah, I'll tell you, folks. I've talked about this before, but this is a specific topic I'm discussing today. Within the title, because I want people to really know what I experienced with a lot of men out here on YouTube through the male space, the manosphere, the red pill community, MGTOW, men going their own way, the MRAs, men's rights activists. These people all criticized me. They all attacked me. Not all, but most of them. And they attacked me because I'm a coach, and they were criticizing me for selling, coaching packages that would bring men back on the plantation when they're trying to save men from the evil of women and, divorce fees and stuff like that, right? And I got to tell you, I have never seen a group of more pathetic men than I did in this male space, 4 to 5 years ago. Now, a lot of those guys that I was, hanging out with back in those days when I first heard of these groups out here on YouTube. Ooh. Where is he? I couldn't get it on camera. There was a jackrabbit running on the side of the trail and not went into the bushes. So like I was saying, if we go back to my former channel that I ran for almost 2 years. So we go back 4 years ago and 5 years ago, right? And I'll give you some dates, roughly 2017 through the end of 2018, like the beginning of 2017 through the end of 2018, and it started to really taper off in the beginning of 2019. Those 2 years right there. 2017 and 2018, I had never seen a more angry and bitter group of guys on YouTube. And that's before YouTube changed their monetization policies from only requiring a channel to hit 10,000 views before they get monetized to now you need to have 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours in the previous 12 months, public watch hours, 1,000 subscribers. You also need to have 0 active community guideline strikes, and now you need to turn on 2-factor authentication, which I've always used. So that's a good thing that they require that. Everyone should turn on 2-factor authentication on anything and everything that offers it. So that way, in case somebody gets your password somehow or figures it out, they still need that 6-digit, 2-factor code to log in. Or, some people have the Google Authenticator app, which you can also use for your second form of 2-factor authentication. Let me see here. If someone gets porn bombed and they put it in private, could they still get their channel taken down? Absolutely. You want to know how many videos I've flagged for copyright while they were private, Lewis? As long as you know it exists. As long as you know that it exists, you can flag it. And more so if you have the timestamps, even better. But you can only timestamp videos you flag for community guidelines on your laptop or desktop. When you go on mobile, you flag it for the reason, and that's that. But when you do it on the laptop or desktop, the desktop version of YouTube, a box pops up with the timestamp, and then you could type in like up to 300 characters to give a little more detail. So yeah, if you want a better chance of getting a video taken down, flag it from your laptop or desktop, because you can provide more details regarding that. But yeah, like these guys that I encountered in 2017 and 2018, they were the absolute craziest, most insecure, immature, mentally and emotionally unstable guys. Very angry and bitter, right? And they saw me with my ex, who was my girlfriend at the time, Dana. We were happy making videos, and they were just purely jealous, right? A lot of these guys are also what we call incels, like involuntary celibates, right? Where they might have been able to get a woman in the past, but now they're so far gone because they went through a divorce or a bad breakup that they just are so angry and bitter, and they let themselves go. They've gained weight. They stopped taking care of themselves, and now they can't even get a woman if they even wanted one. So a lot of those guys more so react that way because they can't get a woman, not because they don't want one. What guy wouldn't want to be with an attractive woman that's down to earth and easygoing and has some good loving and great companionship? What guy wouldn't want that? That's why, a lot of those guys were just toxic. Those guys put the toxic in toxic masculinity, which, again, J-Rom, I don't like that term, but if you're going to call any group of men toxic masculinity, it's the red pill community, at least back in 2017 and 2018. Now, there are still some toxic guys to this day, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Like, I knew all the top channels back then. I was a part of their chats. I went on many of their panels, and the interesting thing, J-Rom, and anyone else watching here, Anna, and anyone else watching Babe behind the scenes, if you're around, is that it is through this community that I found, a guy that has been beefing back and forth with me for the last 5 years, even though I don't talk about him anymore. We don't have to mention that. I'm just kind of saying in a roundabout way. That's how I found out about all these people that came at me. They came from this red pill MGTOW, men going their own way community. And a lot of them were fake MGTOWs. A lot of them were pretending to be MGTOWs, you know, they were going their own way and they were leaving women behind. They were saying that because it was a hot keyword back in those days on YouTube, and it got people a lot of traction. So there were a lot of fake MGTOWs during that time. Elvin, hey Eli, glad to see you're doing this and speaking your piece. Elvin, are you the same Elvin that stems back to my former channel? Elvin, are you the one from the MGTOW community like years ago? God, I remember your name. And I think you even came on some of my panels on my former channel. Yes, I am. You're the same one. Holy shit. Wow. It's a pleasure to see you here. I don't know if you've heard, I don't know how long you've been paying attention to stuff lately in my neck of the woods, but I've got a great new girlfriend now for almost 8 months. Things are going great and everything's just turning around. Like, the drama is dissipating. A lot of great people that used to be involved in drama, including myself, we've turned it around. We've conglomerated together. We've gathered together in a more positive environment behind the scenes. We're starting to do some more positive live stream shows and videos. And there's a bright future ahead. And I'm glad you're here to see that. But yeah, I remember you. I have one hell of a memory. I remember you. You were the hot chick that every guy wanted to bang out here back then. But I've always had a girlfriend, and I don't hit on women on the internet. But yeah, I remember you, Elvin. Oh yeah. I thought about everyone from this scene recently, so just catching up. That's awesome. Glad you've got a girl. Yeah, no, she's good. She's great. I'll tell you. We certainly balance each other out, Elvin. And, I pay her props. I'm not a man that's afraid to pay my woman props when she deserves it, and she does. My woman has been my biggest cheerleader. She's moved mountains for me. I haven't asked her for a damn thing, and she has moved mountains for me. She has completely turned her life around in a positive way because she was struggling with some things before she met me, and she turned those things around. Still working on some, but has come a long way. But she's always loved my purpose. She loves what I do. And that to me is like the most important thing. My purpose, what defines me as a man. This is my purpose, what I do out here, and the coaching. And she supports it. It's just a great feeling. Got 13 thumbs up. Folks, please smash the thumbs up. Whether you're here live or on the replay, please also share this out on your community walls. If you have a community wall, channels with over 500 subscribers have a community wall. They get it about a week after you hit the 500 subscriber mark. YouTube lowered the threshold from 1,000 to 500 late last year, or middle to late last year. Please also share it on social media or anyone that you feel would get great value. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications so that way you won't miss anything. And also, make sure you subscribe to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. That channel is nearing 1,000 subs and 3,000 watch hours, and will be monetized probably within the next 2 to 4 weeks. Sandy, how you doing? See, your mod wrench works. Sandy, channel member and moderator. Sandy's all good. And we're going to leave it at that. She's someone I've known for a while and looks at YouTube in the same way I do. You know, when handling things with like my girlfriend, staying anonymous. So that's my friend Sandy. That's not her real name, but I can tell you this: she's a good woman. And Sandy and I, at some point, you know, we hope to work on some stuff together. And by the way, Sandy, I was talking with my lady over the weekend, and I think at some point, great to get on the phone between her, you, and I, and talk. But I think you and I need to catch. It's been a while since we've caught up. I am great. Hope you are the same. Yeah, I'm doing great. You know, tonight, I think you remember this guy, because you've known me for a while. On Coach Eli, 2 Uncensored Live Streams, you have a mod wrench there too. I am interviewing RJ Sandifer, blind YouTuber, at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And some interesting things transpired overnight. This was all RJ, not me. I had nothing to do with it. But, I mean, it's amazing what happened. And we're going to share the story tonight and share where we're heading. You know, Sandy, all the pieces are coming back together in the way that, you know, the puzzle should have been put together years ago. It's all beginning to make sense now. And I guess this was how it was supposed to play out. You know what I mean? I'm really glad that you're here and everyone else is here, and more people are coming back to positivity, and it really just it really touches my heart. It touches my heart and soul. Cool, I will watch. Things always work themselves out. Yes, we will catch up. Yeah, you let me know when you're free. You know, this week, next week, whenever. And we will talk. Because, yeah, I'm sure you got my email. Yeah, your story is incredible, Sandy. Your story is incredible. And even my woman was very inspired by your story. I was inspired by it. And I think more so stories like this inspire me now, because I'm in a better place and I've learned to deal with, you know, trolls and haters out here, and learn how to let that shit go and focus on the good stuff, you know. I want to inspire others. I've always known that about you. Yeah, we have that in common. That's all I ever, you know, wanted to do. And I think that's what you've wanted to do too. But you know what? The funny thing is, Sandy, is people shit on us. When you're a good human being and you want to help people beyond monetary measures, right? Even for free, right? And if you're the kind of person like I am and you are, we're giving people. My lady's a giving person too. People take advantage of us all the damn time, you know? A couple guys coming behind me. I'm going to step on off the side here in a second. I'm glad I'm back on the trail. The last few days I didn't walk this. I did a little walking with my lady, but not as much as I usually do. It feels really good to be out here again. a second. Hey, Coach Rom. I agree. We are easily used. We love people. Elvin, you were always super charismatic, Eli. I loved your ability for entertainment. Yeah, I remember those days, Elvin. And, here's the thing. Looking back at all of that, as much as a lot of these creators were using me for cringy entertainment to make money at my expense to entertain their audience and get donations from them, as much as that really sucked, you want to know something? I'm actually glad I could at least help people in that way. I can look back now. And even though, Elvin, you have no idea how much these people cost me. And I'm not here to complain about it. I'm just saying, I've been mentioning it a lot recently. They cost me well over $200,000 with what they did with my content and, using me as a, what do you call it, a lolcow or whatever. But I get what you're saying. I think you mean beyond that. I think it, and I say this humbly, with humility. I think it takes special people to be able to speak to an audience for hours and engage an audience and ask questions and answer questions and have energy, and not be boring. Like some people have that monotone voice, right? And they don't have that voice influx. Like for me, I've always had that, but I've also had a lot of public speaking practice. So I learned, how to be a great public speaker or a decent one, humbly speaking. When I first, this was actually back in my corporate days in retail. But then more so when I became a self-employed entrepreneur and I started speaking at networking events and chamber of commerce events and stuff like that over 15 years ago, that really, took it to the next level. And I'm going to let this person pass. And I also did a lot of podcasting. And I did a lot of podcasting on other people's platforms, but also had created my own platform along with my late friend Troy on his platform that we used to run back then. Now, I still have a lot of the rights to that content because that's the way him and I had set it up before his passing. And a lot of that content is on, my website, genuinenetworkingassociation.org. I interviewed like 140 or 150 different entrepreneurs, podcast style, and they were broadcasting on my late friend's internet radio station, which ironically, I still have 3 of the stations running because I was directly and still indirectly paying for those stations, but it just hasn't been updated in a while. But I put all of the interviews I did on the radio show. They were pre-recorded. Sometimes we did them live, but I would record it as well when I was doing it live. I put them on demand on my genuinenetworkingassociation.org website. And I don't know if you heard, Sandy. I don't know if you heard, but my registered trademark for the GNA, Genuine Networking Association, is back and active. So things are just, excuse me, sorry. There we go. Things are just really, really heading in the right direction. But yeah, no, I appreciate that, Alvin, mentioning, charisma and being entertaining. It's not easy. And, I think that to a certain extent, people are either born with that talent or they're not. Now, of course, even if you're born with the talent, you have to perfect it and you have to get better at it. But I think there are born speakers I think the best speakers are born speakers. They're people that come out of the womb. Sorry, it's a little bit windy here. I don't know if you can hear me. I hope you can still hear me. Born speakers come out of their mother's womb or wombs, and they can't keep their mouth shut. I used to always talk a lot in my younger days. I used to always, try to be the life of the party. That's how I always was. And it's definitely helped me, with my ability to speak to people. I say that respectfully and with humility. Well, not respectfully. I say that with humility is what I'm trying to say. I'm being very humble about it. But if you folks are struggling with your public speaking skills, and that's something that you really, really need to have to be a good YouTuber, I can help you with that. I'm thinking about maybe during the summer or after summer, I'm thinking of maybe doing like a weekly public speaking like training, online training course that I would do live with a certain group of people. I'm not certain anyone can join it, but I would limit it maybe to 10 or 20 people or 10 or 15 people. And we would do it via Zoom or one of those platforms, right? It wouldn't be something that would be broadcasted live. It would be something that would be done behind the scenes. And I would probably do it free of charge with the option of people, maybe donating a little bit if they wanted to. Come over here and sit here for a second. All right, I'm going to go off the air. We're at an hour. We're at 92 minutes minus 1 minute, 91 minutes, an hour and 31 minutes. You never let them break you, says Sandy. You're right. Elvin says, glad you figured out your boundaries and grown. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Yeah. Yep. All right, be right back, folks. I have to go. Just popped in to say hi. We'll catch up later. Best of luck to everyone. Thank you, Sandy, for stopping by. Sandy says, born entertainer. I don't know if you're talking about me or those people in general, but if you're talking about me, I don't know. I don't know. I just do what I do. I just love doing what I do. I love talking. I can't keep my mouth shut, Sandy. But thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a channel member. That was unnecessary. And thank you for other things. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. J-Rom, Anna. I appreciate my lady. Lewis, Raven, Gemma, all of you. Too many to mention. If I didn't mention you, please don't take offense to it. Lewis Fuller, I think I mentioned you. RJ Sandifer, public speaking is something you learn in seminary. Well, RJ, you actually have some very, very good, excellent public speaking skills. You see, RJ, that's what always attracted me to want to work with you. And the funny thing is, who introduced me to you? The person that has the most issues with you is the one that introduced us to each other, Gemma. And I don't blame Gemma for feeling the way she does. She's here. She was here earlier. I think at some point, RJ, and again, I don't want to push this because I really respect Gemma, and we've started to communicate again, and we've become hopefully good friends again, Gemma, because I really enjoyed the content we created in the past on my former channel. At some point, RJ, and once we start to show people some what do you call it? I can't even think of the word right now. It's slipping my head. We show some consistency, right? So we show consistency that we're not going to go the other way. I'll say it more professionally than the way other people say it, RJ, because I have respect for you. Let's just say go the other way. when we show consistency of not going the other way, we continue working together for 6 months, a year plus, I think at that point people are going to really start to believe in what you and I have been trying to create for the last, 3 to 4 years, RJ? But yeah, RJ, when I first heard you speak, your voice and how you carry, yourself when you're not triggered, RJ. I mean, when anyone's triggered, we kind of go crazy a little bit. But even when you're just talking about something normal, you got a very calm and soothing voice and great radio voice, man. Great radio voice. And then I found out you're blind, and then autistic. High functioning autistic, Asperger's. I was like, wow, I'm impressed that this man can run his own streams. And then you shared with myself and everyone else all the programs that, blind YouTubers are able to use, RJ, to run their computer and run their YouTube channels, right? That's what impressed me about you. But even more so beyond that, RJ, and I'm trying to say some things that we're not going to talk about tonight because I don't want to spoil the show for those that will be watching. But what also impressed me, RJ, is that you come from a good family. You've had a really good upbringing, and you've also been through a lot. You've experienced a lot. There's been a lot of trauma in your family, but you have handled it quite well. And your aunt and your nephew, and your remaining family members are really good people that care about you. And unfortunately, they've had to deal with the BS that some of these people out here on YouTube have created for your family by some of the things they did. They took things into real life with you, RJ, and your family, and a lot of these people took things into real life with myself and my family. And for us to be here 4 years later after we met, a little over 4 years ago, stepping back to my former channel, for us to still be here and to have this day, RJ, and I really feel this is the day. I really feel this is going to happen. It's like a blessing, man. I can't say a blessing in disguise because it's on the forefront, but it's like a blessing, man. God bless you, man. And, a lot of people have given me shit about, reconnecting with you, but they're also being very understanding because they know I'm a compassionate person. And we can't blame people, for feeling that way, RJ, because of what's happened in the past. But that's why, I'm different than most people. I see things differently. I tend to believe in people and never give up on them. I feel, everyone will always reach a day and reach the point of where they're going to finally turn things around for the better. And that's where you're at. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to reset the chat here and then get off the trail because I've got to start wrapping this up. Be right back. Okay. I'm trying to pass by here. It's interesting when people are on one side and then the woman goes on the right, the man's on the left with the kid, and I have to walk right down the middle with a live camera. You try to be respectful, and sometimes, no matter how hard you try to be respectful, you can't avoid people to be courteous, to keep them out of the camera. RJ Sandifer says, Eli, please tell them what I did on my live stream this morning. I think I'd like to save that for the show tonight, RJ. I wanna do that show justice for you, not only for the audience and for myself, but more so I want to do it justice for you, man. Because a lot of people played with your mind, RJ, and I understand to a certain extent there's no excuse. But I always have personally believed that, part of the going back and forth has just been a part of your nature of being a good guy and wanting to please everybody, right? I've been there, right? And part of it was probably the Asperger's. But it's okay. Okay, that dude just wanted to run on by. But when you have other people that have autism that say it's no excuse, I get it. Other people that have autism would know it better than I would. I can only go by what I've read and what I've heard about, autistic people. It's okay. Yeah, thank you, RJ. Thank you so much. We're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to talk about everything tonight, RJ. And if we have to do it again tomorrow night between your channel and mine, you know what? The sky's the limit, brother. The sky's the limit. Dusty's girl. Hello, everyone. Been busy all day. Hey, Dusty's girl. I don't know if you heard, RJ's back, and there's a huge story. And I'm going to be interviewing him live tonight on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm heading back to my car, and then I have to turn and burn back to my place. An old trucker term, right? J-Rom again, like I mentioned the other day. I have to turn and burn to, get everything set up and at least grab enough food in my system to make it through the show. Wow, hey RJ, and he's back being a mod. I'll stay on for as long as you want. Well, that sounds great. We're going to be on for at least 2 hours, Sandifer. And we'll bring some people on. But we're going to control the environment because I want this show to do justice for you, RJ. Here's the thing. I'm not even concerned about me getting justice. I've never cared about that when it comes to most people, right? I care about getting you justice because I know deep within you're a good guy. And because of what you've been through with other people, it's led many people to not trust you or have faith in you. And, I would never, go to bat for anyone that I didn't feel deep within has a big head and heart and soul, We got 20 thumbs up. Somebody buying likes again? Or are these genuine likes? Are you people just sharing it out? Maybe they're genuine likes. I don't know. My likes go up in spurts at times. Maybe people share it out and 4 or 5 people from that community come in and thumb it up. I don't know. But, here's the thing, folks. If you're buying likes, subscribers, views, etc., come on now. I can't control if you're going to do that or not, but that's not me, right? Everybody knows it's not me. I would never do that. But it's just funny, it's like these trolls and haters, they'll buy subscribers and likes, right? And the person that bought the subscribers and likes, right, will say, oh, he's buying subs, right? Well, you bought them for me, sir. Or somebody else did, right? So you can have some cringy Coach Eli content, right? It's all good. Thank you to whoever buys the likes and stuff. It helps you out. Dusty's girl, LOL. I wouldn't know how to even do that. All right, folks. I got to get on out of here. I've got to get on out of here. See you all tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams. Going to be interviewing the man, the big man himself, the big man on campus, RJ Sandifer, blind and autistic YouTuber. Have yourselves a great one. See you all next time. And as always, be good to each other.